Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We are continuing to evaluate documents that were released for the first time by the City of Moscow from the Moscow Police Department's investigatory files into the crimes at 1122 King Road, which occurred back on the 13th of November, 2022. One of the documents that we'd like to discuss and provide opinions on at this time is sequencer document number 311. It is dated May 29th, 2025, 16:14:48 hours. So this would be approximately, it looks like 4:14 p.m. This was prepared by Forensic Detective Andrew Fox and reviewed by D. Hathaway on May 29th, 2025 and May 30th, 2025, respectively. And it discusses the fact that on May 29th, 2025, Idaho State Patrol Lieutenant Darren Gilbertson called and advised that J.D. was scheduled to provide fingerprints at the ISP Lab in Coeur d'Alene at 1300 hours. That would be 1 o'clock approximately in the afternoon. Lieutenant Gilbertson requested that I respond to the ISP Lab at that time and take custody of the fingerprints so that they could be booked into evidence at the Moscow Police Department and then be sent to the ISP Lab in Boise. I responded to the ISP Lab and met with ISP staff and observed Jay provide the requested prints. The prints were sealed in an ISP envelope by ISP staff and provided to me. The chain of custody was filled out on the envelope and sealed with evidence tape. I transported the evidence immediately back to the Moscow Police Department where it was secured in an evidence transfer locker. End of report. Now, there has been some discussion regarding this particular report and why it would be that anyone's fingerprints would be taken with regard to this case on or about May 29th, 2025, when the case was initiated on November 13th, 2022, when the tragic events at 1122 King Road occurred. So this is over 2.5 years after the crimes, and also almost 2.5 years after Mr. Kohberger was arrested and had been prosecuted through the court system as the sole defendant in the case. If we look at the case file, and again, this is pure opinion, this is pure speculation, what we do see on May 29th is that there was a notice of hearing on 2 matters that was scheduled before the court. Motion to continue, which was an open hearing, and motion regarding the defendant's alternate perpetrators, which was a sealed and closed hearing. That was set to occur on June 18th, 2025, commencing at 12:30 p.m. before the Honorable Stephen J. Hippler. Prior to this time, prior to this notice of hearing, the defense did file documentation regarding alternate perpetrators, and everything has been sealed from the public. There is no information that is conclusive as to who the defense was alleging was a possible alternate perpetrator. We just offer this information up that by May 29th, 2025, there had been filings in Idaho versus Kohberger regarding alternate perpetrators, and the matter of these fingerprints were taken on the same day as the notice of hearing was sent out. If you have any comments, information, thoughts, please leave it here. This is Kathy. Until next time, thank you for joining us here today.